All right, so today we're moving on to the next section. And so we're going to do ISMC 1A, ISMC 3A, and ISMC 4A. What do you think the C, if you haven't noticed, ISMI, ISMO, what do you think the C stands for? Circles. So before we've just been doing straight lines, isometrics, pretty easy. Now that we're doing circles in isometric, what are we going to have to do? We're not going to look at it as a circle, right? What's it going to be?
Ellipse.
It's an ellipse, right? So we already kind of did how to do it by hand. So today I'm going to go back over how to use the template. If you have a template, if you don't have a template, I was just making for someone that does have one and borrowing theirs. Also, we have a lab today. ISMC 4A is a lab and a quiz. Okay? So here's ISMC 4A. You can see we got our arcs here. So what do you think the first thing to do when you're starting to do that? Like if you're going to start working on this, how would you start doing that drawing?
Find your axis.
Before that, what would you probably do first on this?
Find your center point.
Draw the right side.
I'd probably work over here. But even once after I have the right side done, so let's say I have that right side done. What's that going to look like?
An L.
Kind of an L shape, right? You can see because it's got a solid line here, a solid line there. It means that this section here is this piece. This section here is that piece. So something like that, right?
Yeah.
And so when I start doing that isometric, how am I going to start that? What am I going to do first?
Draw your bottom.
Yeah. This stuff, all the stuff with the straight edges, I know how to do that, right? You know how to do that?
Yeah.
Do that first. It's easy. Do it first. Get all the straight stuff in, and then we get to moving to do the arc. So let's say we write. So we go like that. Put in. Got that right. So, what would be the next thing to do? If we're going to want to make that ellipse, what do I need to do next?
Find your centers.
I need to find the center point, right? So I want to find the center point, and also what else do I want? So center point. Right there. What other points do I need to know?
Where to start and stop.
Yeah, where to start and stop, so I know it's going to go there to there. And I can see here that that's a half a circle, right? So what are some other points I need to know? Yeah. What's that point called?
Point intersects.
What's this point up here called?
Okay. Tangent.
No, this is tangent, right?
Yeah.
That's a tangent between the arc and the line. But that point there also have names, same name as that. What are those called?
Quadrant.
The quadrants. So it'd be good to know where the quadrants are of the circle. That way, I don't just have a bunch of space up here. I know exactly where it's going to go. So I know those points are going to go with it, right? So I have my center point, and I have my quadrants. Right? Now I can use my template. can't really see it, right? So if we look at this, okay, cannot see it. We're right here, 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 and there's holes. Can't really see it, so I'm just gonna basically like that, but it also has holes out here on the sides. So if you look around it, you got those holes, but you also have holes at the end. The holes at the end of it, this way, the long ways holes, forget about them. They don't do anything for you. They just make it confusing. The good templates, or the ones that are specifically for drafting, don't have those end holes. But a lot of the other ones do. Even some of the ones that they have it, that call them isometric, do have them also. I don't know why. They don't do anything. They just make it so you mess up. So that when you're holding it this way, the holes at the very ends of it, forget about them. Wish I could say that with an Italian accent or something.
Forget about it.
Just forget about them. Don't worry about them. These are the dots, the holes that you need. Okay? So if you look at this, so those are the dots, you everyone see them? Those are the ones you care about. So if we look at my center point, look at how those are lined up. So from my center point coming out 30 degrees, going up 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, down. It's on the lines. So that would be for which plane? So, because I have a top, a right, and a left, right? So right now, which plane would that be for?
Right.
The top plane, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It could also be the bottom, right? Top, bottom, either way. So we're just doing tops, it's easy. So if I want to do it on the right plane, what would I need to do? Rotate it, right?
30 degrees.
So I'm going to just pick it up,
Rotate 90.
I'm going to rotate it that way. See now my dots? Vertical, 30, 30. And now I'm on the right side plane. I want to do the left side plane. Rotate it that way. Still, my dots, vertical, 30, and 30. That's all it is to it. Just make sure that your dots are lined up vertical and on your angled lines from your center. And if you got your vertex marked like we had, so like on ours, we had that vertex marked, right? We had that vertex marked, and that vertex marked. Then you can kind of use those as guidelines also for lining that up. And you can make sure that those dots are on. If you need to fine tune it a little bit to make it fit, fine tune it, draw your line. Okay. So if I have that one, so on here, I'm not only going to have one, but I'm going to have two of them, right? So I'm going to have one ellipse horrible. Like that. I'm gonna have another one back here also, right? So I'll do the same thing again. Like that. So that'd be my second one back. Actually, let me go up further so we can see it some more. Like that, right?
Right.
What do you notice right there? That's right along that 30-degree line. It's tangent to both of those, right? Because if I have that, just open that. If I have that cylinder, I'm going to see an edge there, right? So just that 30-degree line right there. What's the best way to make that line? Yeah, put your put your thing down.
Triangle.
Take your triangle, line it up on those two, draw a line. It should be right. If you did it right, it should be right on the 30 degrees. Like mine is off a little bit. You just kind of put it on. Put your pencil on this. Move your triangle up to it. Pencil over here. Move your triangle up to it. Draw your line. Just make it. It's better to make it tangent than make it perfect. So, kind of get it there. Draw your line to connect it. It's done. Okay? Questions? What happens if you do it and this line is not at 30 degrees? What happens if it's like that? What would you know if you did it and you put your 30-degree line down and it wasn't even close?
You're wrong.
It means that you did something wrong before.
Yep.
It means you need to go back and fix what you did. Same thing if we had same thing if I had one up here. Now I have vertical lines connected. If these vertical lines, more vertical goes off like that, I know there's something going on. And that vertical line should be the same as the distance between your centers. So that's two units, 2 units there. Okay. So that's kind of your checks and balances, making sure that you're doing it right. Questions? So we had 1A here. Question on this one? On this one here, is there anything tricky going on there? Something that you need to watch out for?
The inside circle.
What about this inside circle?
It's only half there.
Yeah. This half of the circle is where? On the front view.
Lower table.
That half is down here, right? Where is that part?
Upper table.
That part's up there. So when you're doing your isometric, you're not going to have a full circle anywhere. You're going to have half on the top, half in the middle. The bottom, are you going to see it?
Nope.
Probably not because it's too deep. But what will you see looking at that? So remember, I'm looking at it that way. What will I see?
The channel.
Yeah. I'll see that corner, right?
Yep.
What's this little thing here called?
Keyway.
The keyway. why do we have keyways on things?
So it doesn't spin on the shaft?
Yeah, so we can put a shaft in there and lock it together. So, questions on this? So we also have ISMC 3A. Here. We have 3A here. So we've got just a cylinder with some cutouts in it. So it's like a pipe, right? Pipe. Two cutouts off of it, so we kind of have three different sections. And we got something else going on here. This one, like we have an edge here, and an edge here that line up with each other. So don't get confused when you get here and it doesn't look like you think it should look. Remember we said before that we shouldn't have that happening where we have two crossing lines? Remember we said that that usually doesn't happen? This is one of the examples when it does happen. Because we're not looking at two things that are the same, we're looking at two different things that just happen to be lined up. They're not like this, they're like that. So that way when you're looking at them they line up, but they're not really not the same. But on these, since I don't have anything straight to start with, how am I going to start?
Center.
Just finding my centers, right?
Yep.
So like on this one, I'm going to have a center point here for that center, right?
Yep.
I have a center point here that's 4 back. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that center. Another 4 back. Or, no,
2.
sorry. 2 back. Center. And then 2 more back. So I have 4 different centers there. And all 4 of those are going to have both the inside and the outside circle, or ellipse, right? Same thing here, I'm going to have a center there, a center there, there, and there. Okay. Questions? If you look at this examples right here, I have that one. Oh, I thought I had it in there. There it is. What it's supposed to look like. So, like on this one,
Oh, and this
is the green line. That's where your yellow line is. And so when you project them, the yellow line needs to line up with where the yellow line is. And that one's going to look something like that.
This is lit.
Okay?
Right there, inside out.
And this one, this is ISMC 4A, which is the lab for today.
Okay.
So
I don't need it, but thank you.
you have the front and side view. You need to do the top view and the isometric. What? Did I show you that?
Yeah.
This is the time to show me what you know. I've done a lot of showing you. Okay? So, it looks like it's real complicated, right? Lots of lines and stuff going on. Break it down into pieces. Just like on this one, you kind of have 3 different sections. Just like here, we're breaking down things, different sections, different areas. Do the same thing on this. Break it down, section, 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 section. See what's going on in those sections. In here, section, section. See what's going on. Okay? Only, if you need to, worry about one line at a time. Remember, every point here has to line with a point here and a point up here. If you do your box, do it one point at a time. If that's what you need to do, that's what you do. That's what I do. I can only do one thing at a time, right? So find one point, then find the point that it connects to, and then find the point that connects to. And just keep working. Okay? Break it down, make it easy. Questions? You guys are excited to get working?
If I had an ellipse,